Tech King Mike. Tanner so lit. Alright. It's Saturday, yep, it's time to brawl. One of these cats gotta fall. Damn right, it's a tech fight. You're damn right, it's a tech fight. Man, it's Saturday, man, it's time to brawl. One of these cats gotta fall. You're damn right, it's a tech fight. You're damn right, it's a tech fight. So easy, cue the funeral. The funeral. The funeral, the loser gotta go. Oh, easy, cue the funeral. The funeral. The funeral, the loser gotta go. Oh.
All right. You guys know what time it is. Welcome back to another edition of Saturday Night Tech Fights. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the place to be to see all of your favorite content creators from across the YouTube spectrum debate and talk about different forms of tech. Tonight, you are here to see a rematch between the tag team battle champions and the defending losers from last week's tag team battle. So I got everybody in the building backstage. We're going to go ahead and get right to it because we're a tad bit late. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my first judge of the evening. You guys saw him here for the last tag team battle, and he's come back to make sure that everything is good to go. He wants to make sure everything goes the right way it's supposed to. Mr. Tech Odyssey, how's it going, sir?
Howdy.
It's all right. Well, welcome. I got my next judge for the building. Now, this is another guest judge tonight. We got a whole guest panel tonight because you guys know one of the judges had to step in the ring. So thank you, ma'am, for my drink. All right. So I got another guest judge backstage. Now, this man has been on a couple of tech fights. He's won a tech fight, retired after he won. He is the man about tech, the captain of Team Apple. He's here for no nonsense tonight. Viper's in the building. What's up, man?
Yo, I'm telling y'all right now, your boy Viper does not get paid by the hour. So y'all better come correct or be prepared to get knocked out.
And I got my last judge for the evening. You guys have seen him on before. He's won a couple of battles himself. He is here, Mr. Tech Rants. How's it going?
Yo.
Trent, I like the look you got going on.
You're done tonight. All three of us.
He's telling you that's Dr. Disrespect right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, man. All right, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the contenders for the evening. I'm going to go ahead and bring in the champs first from last time because we had a little bit of a confusion last week. So I'm going to make sure the rules are explained correctly and properly so we know how this is going to go, because this one I want to make sure that nobody can come back and say anything because some people thought there was some collusion and some stuff going on. None of that. So the first person I'm going to bring in is none other than Mr. Lover of Tech. Ben, how you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to be back. Glad to be back.
You ready to see if you can defend your title again?
Yeah, definitely, man. That's what we're here for, man. I've technically never attended a Saturday night tech fight because it's always a Sunday for me. Fun fact.
And Ben's always in the future for those of you guys. So now I'm gonna go ahead and bring in his teammates.
Oh yeah.
I can't say former judge because he's still a judge. He'll be a judge in the Royal Rumble that'll be going down in a few weeks. Mr. Peachy, welcome back, sir.
What's up, everybody? How you doing today, my friends? Hello.
Now,
how are we?
The challengers this evening that are gonna try to take that belt from them. Now, I gotta bring both of them in, but I gotta hype one of them up first because he today. You ever like see something happen to somebody, you just like get hyped for him. This man's work was used by the Obama Foundation people. Like you gotta shout that out and clap that up because that is awesome. Like he said, I'm not even gonna introduce him by his name. I'm gonna say Brooks Media price is going up is in the building.
Listen, he ain't never lied. I'm telling you.
And I got his partner, his teammate. Now, Ben, I know this is your weakness, man, because you can't. He is your weakness, man.
No,
the original Dobo.
Dude, this dude is hilarious, bro.
I swear to God. Wow.
I can't.
Oh wow, with the shades too.
Right, bro.
Woo! Wee.
All right, I see he's in the chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and thank Travis for the ability to do all of this tonight. So
But
throw that out there real quick. All right, so here's how this is gonna go down, folks. We're gonna go ahead and put the rules out, and then we're gonna get right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time. So the way this is gonna go is I'm gonna pose 5 questions. So it's 5 rounds tonight. Last time's battle was strictly about cameras. This one is gonna be just general tech. A little mix of everything we got tonight. Now, how this is gonna go down? When I put the question up, one member from each team will debate for 1 minute and 30 seconds. You have a minute and 30 seconds apiece. Now, the normal time that we do the back and forth is about 2 minutes. We're gonna try it a little different tonight. We're gonna do the back and forth, but if it starts to get to the point where everybody's just yelling over each other, I'm going to settle it down so we can make sure that everybody can hear what's going on. So, judges, you guys know how this is gonna go. Now, here's how the scoring is going to go. This is the most important part. The scoring will go just like this. If first round is Ben versus Dobo, if Dobo wins the round, he wins it 2-1. Each judge counts as a point. So going into the next round, the score will be 2-1 in favor of Dobo and Sean and Scott and Peachy. If you are knocked out, there is a question that you can answer that can bring you back. If you are able to come back from a knockout, you earn 1 point for your team. So keep that in mind. You will earn 1 point for your team if you're able to come back. The only way that you guys will lose tonight is if you are knocked out and your answer is not good enough to bring you back, and your teammate loses the next round. If so, that's how this is going to go down. If anybody has any questions, ask them now, because otherwise we're finna get into it.
So if there is a knockout, the another person like gets knocked completely out, that whole team is not knocked out. So the other person that's left is still in the fight. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the other person that's left is still in the fight. They'll have to continue by themselves, though.
Alrighty.
So
before we get started, Adrian's not here tonight. Are we doing a tiebreaker tonight with one of us 3 judges, or is it just point per judge?
We're just gonna go point per judge. Adrian is a point when she's here, but we're just gonna go point per judge. So Trent is actually taking Adrian's place. So Trent, you get to be Adrian tonight. So just you're muted.
I said, damn, I forgot my sound effects.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, so folks, I'm going to go ahead and throw the first question up for the night. We are going to keep this thing moving. Now, we all know that Samsung had the whatever event you want to call that recently. I think that was the most boring event I've ever seen in my life. But Samsung had their event recently for the Galaxy Note 20 and the Fold, the Galaxy Live, the Tab S7, and a bunch of other stuff. But there have been some questions floating around the internet, and I want to ask you guys this evening, is Samsung damaging the Fold name by rebranding it to the Z?
Ooh.
Is Samsung damaging the Fold name by rebranding it to the Z? So that's the question. So because Scott and Ben won last time, you guys will choose, do you go first or will you defer?
Well, we'll go first.
Okay. Which one of you will take this question?
I'll let Sean take it.
Okay. So Dobo is going to let Sean take it.
I'll take it.
Scott, you got it?
I got it.
Yeah, Scott.
All right. So y'all know how this is going to go. Like I said, a minute and a half a piece. And then, like I said, there'll be a 2-minute rebuttal. If it starts to get out of hand, we'll go ahead and cut it down. So judges, if y'all are ready, contenders, if y'all are ready, Scott, you got 1 minute.
Hey, Tech, yo, Mike, I still hear them in the background. Never mind. I'm tripping. Don't worry about it, bro.
I was gonna say, if you have YouTube on, I had to pause mine. Okay.
I did. I forgot. Liquor started early. It's the apple juice.
It's all good. It's all
It's
good.
celebration, man. That's seriously the Obama Foundation. Seriously, it's celebrate. All right, we're good.
So we're gonna go on and get it going. So
Yep.
Scott, you're gonna start this off. You got 1
Yep.
minute and 30 seconds, and let's go.
I'm going to say no, and actually the good reason is it's a pretty brilliant move when you think about it from a future forward design. Think about what other phone manufacturers are currently making. Others are making like a trifold style type phone, and you guessed it, it actually looks like a Z. And so the Z Flip had great success, and Samsung has made this Z series specifically. So they have the A series that's more of their in-price line or kind of affordable brand. Then they have the S series, and now they have the Z series where they can be really revolutionary. Also think about it from a generational perspective. Generation Z is, again, a lot of the same generation that's very future focused. If you look at the generations, you see the kids in the 90s and the 2000s, that's a really huge, incredible time for evolution. And also now we're getting into the 2020s where you have that future focused generation. So now we've got more futuristic items where you have the affordable A line. The S line is kind of that, yeah, it's upper focused, but then the Z line is really future focused. And let's look at one other brand that's actually done this where they've rebranded something where they kind of missed. Think about the Apple iPhone. Apple skipped the iPhone 9, didn't hurt their branding at all. Actually, by pulling everything together for Samsung into the Z line, they can get really creative with that Z line and say, okay, I have a Flip that flips top to bottom or bottom to top. Now I have the Fold that goes left to right. This type of phone really needs this type of futuristic type name to propel it forward. By grouping all of these phones into a...
All right. So let me go on ahead and pull you down. Oh, I pulled him completely out the stream. All right, Sean, he chose no, so that means you're gonna choose yes. Are you ready?
Yes, that they okay. Running back on one time, yes, that they are making a mistake.
Yes.
By naming it.
Got it. All right. Your time starts now.
All right, so Samsung has this huge issue with branding. To me, Samsung is very poor when it comes to branding. They have too many lines out right now, and it's kind of confusing which one is like, to me, their premium line. You got the A series, which is a dope series, but then you got the S20, now you got the Note 20. And to me, honestly, the way Samsung is moving, they did better by getting rid of the Note line altogether. And maybe kind of rebranding the Galaxy Z, kind of making it that new Note. Because the problem is right now, the Note is no longer like that powerhouse thing, right? They even look at the Note 20 Ultra right now compared to the S20 Ultra. The S20 Ultra actually has a bigger battery. So I think Samsung actually is making a mistake and actually confusing their lineup a lot. They have way too many phones. And the problem is their phones are not bringing anything different. So by them bringing out the Galaxy Z now, it's like, okay, well, which one is the premium device now? You can't have 4 to 5 different premium devices. If you look at Apple, Apple has 2 phones. They got the iPhone, then I got the iPhone Pro or the iPhone Max. Like, that's it. There's no confusion. You either want big or you want small. Samsung is like, yo, I want the Galaxy Fold Z, but then I kind of want the Note, but I don't know if I want the S20. So right now, to me, by continuing to introduce new names of their product lineup, they're confusing the consumers, and it's making it harder for people to choose the right device for them. They need to go ahead and get rid of the Note 20, have the Galaxy Z Fold replace the Note lineup entirely, and I think they'll be better off for it. Time.
All right. So, brothers, y'all got 2 minutes. Like I said, y'all know how this goes. So your time is going to get started now.
I actually think it's better off that they have the A, the S, and the Z line now, because the branding that they had before, you're right, was very confusing. By having and rebranding everything to the Z line, you now have the A for affordability, the S for the people who really don't want the bleeding edge, and the Z for the very much bleeding edge. That's for the folks that want a foldable device that maybe aren't quite bought into the fact that, yeah, it's bleeding edge and I really don't want to fold my phone and maybe break it, so I'll go with the S line. Or somebody who goes, look, the Z is way too big for me. I got to go to the A line because that's just way too much out of my pocket for that. So to me, it actually makes sense.
If you look at the Galaxy Note and the Galaxy brand as a whole right now, like, here's the thing: Samsung has already went through rebranding. Remember, if you don't remember, they actually skipped a number after the Note 7. They didn't do a Note 9, right? I mean, they didn't do a Note 8 or whatever. They skipped. It was one number they skipped, one of the phones, or whatever.
Well, they had to because the battery.
Right, but see, my point is with that though, it's like, the rebranding thing really doesn't really work for Samsung because they're all over the place. No matter what people say about Apple, Apple has a very strict branding regimen. Samsung doesn't know what they want to be. So right now it's called the Galaxy Fold Z, but in 2 months or so, they're going to change the name to try to keep up with Apple. They just
changed it from they just changed the Fold to the Z to make it clearer for people to understand that the Z line is that bleeding edge line. So the rebranding,
that's my point exactly.
Actually, right, the rebranding helped them. That's my point.
I totally disagree. I don't think it helped them at all. I think it's going to damage them more.
It provides more clarity. The idea is like when I go to the Z line, I know exactly what I'm going to get. I'm getting a very futuristic focused phone.
So why the Note? Why is the Note no longer that futuristic phone? If you remember, it was only 2 years ago, Scott.
Yeah, when the Note definitely serves its purpose. Sure, but it doesn't fold. Right, but the question talks about the Fold name, not the Note name.
True, but with the Fold name, you are now confusing the premium devices. How are you going to have a device that goes to $1,500, but now that I got a device that folds, that kind of does less than the Note because it doesn't have a stylus, but you're charging even more.
Does significantly.
All right.
Just for the record, that was actually, I think Sean and I handled that back and forth really well.
I agree.
I think we did really well. I'm just gonna say.
I was over here like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this going. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the only person who's not muted on the judges panel, Viper.
Peachy.
All right, Peachy. Nice and quick, short and simple. Adam, who you got?
I got to give this one to the captain of Team Gel.
All right, and Trent, who you got?
Sean.
Okay. All right. Now, before we continue, I have to also make sure I throw this out there because in my rush to get going, I completely forgot to mention tonight's winners will receive their 60 bags of free popcorn, courtesy of Popcorn World. Popcorn World has currently been swamped with orders. So if you have made an order or if you have not made an order and you're planning on one, please keep in mind that shipping times are kind of low right now because they are swamped. They are catching back up. So if you have not gotten your popcorn from any other tech fight you've been on, it will be getting to you soon. If you haven't put the order in, go ahead and do so. But you guys will be receiving 60 bags of popcorn and $150 cash a piece. So that is what you guys will be winning tonight as far as the tech fight goes. So we're going to go ahead and bring back in Ben and Dobo, and we're going to move on to our next question.
No love of tech.
Hello, Benjamin. Looking lovely with your lighting.
You lot are so wrong because like I can't handle none of this. But let's go.
All right. So the next question we got is: should Canon recall the R5 or the R6 due to overheating issues?
Ooh, sweet.
Should Canon recall the R5/R6 due to overheating issues?
Mikey bringing the question tonight. Damn.
All right. So let's see, guys. Who's going to take these?
I got this one.
I got this.
Ben.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take y'all teams out. Look at Trent.
No, you lot are so wrong for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tech Red.
You lot are so wrong for this.
All right. So since Peachy won that round, that means that we're gonna go with Ben gets to start as the winner of the last round. So Ben, which side will you choose? Should they recall or not recall?
No.
He's going to say they should not recall. All right. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. You guys saw how it was done. Let's get it cracking, man.
Cool. So they shouldn't recall. One, recalls are expensive. It hurts the brand. It hurts the brand name. There's a health risk that comes with it, especially during the COVID situation as well. So that's something to consider when it comes to logistics, health. And also, if you look at it from day one, with the white paper documents that they advertise and they put out there, they did really, state how the cameras were meant to perform under the conditions when it came to things like overheating, recovery time, and record limits. So it's not anything that they haven't actually described to spec. Now, if we're talking about poor marketing, that's a different issue. If the question was, have they marketed it poorly, what the R5 and the R6 can do? Yeah, that's a different question. I'll be like, yes, right? But if we're talking about recalling, Canon have actually described these products to work within the spec of how they should. Photography first, regardless of poor marketing, and they do photography really, really good, from class leading IBIS, with long form, burst modes that you get from cameras like the 1DX Mark III, at 45 megapixels and 20 megapixels. So really how these cameras are behaving, it's behaving within the spec of how they've designed it. Now, is it acceptable? It depends. That's a preference thing. But a recall means a defect, and it's not defective of how they're meant to be working. So no, they shouldn't recall the products.
Okay. All right. Ben used all of his time. Dobo, is you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Alrighty, Benjamin. Firstly, you're absolutely wrong. And I'm going to tell you why he's wrong. Because people are spending upwards to $3,500 on a camera, expecting it to perform well. Canon knows damn well who is going to be purchasing these cameras. Content creators. They put 8K, they put high frame rates, high resolutions in these cameras, marketing it, knowing that that was hype that was going to generate sales. When it's an absolute embarrassment, and by them not recalling and doing the right thing, they are hurting their brand image. They're taking a back seat to Sony, who's walking all over them. They're taking a back seat to Fuji, who's walking all over them. You have content creators and creators amongst professionals that are in all walks of different climates throughout the earth. And you cannot test things for just one specific environment. And that's exactly what they did. Whether or not they disclose this clearly or not, it is not performing within specifications of that camera's capability. It's overheating in numerous tests. And absolutely, people should be in an uproar, and Canon should take that back. They have a prestige name as a top tier camera manufacturer, and they are not living up to that reputation. So what hurts it more? By letting people pay egregious pricing on a camera that is being outperformed by lesser value cameras? No, that's terrible. You're tarnishing your brand name by even leaving those cameras on the market without addressing the situation. And a recall can come in.
All right. You guys got 2 minutes to do your back and forth. You guys saw
Hey, Ben, I got to tell you, man, your lighting is looking really good, dude. That light is pretty stellar, man.
Don't fall for it, man. Don't fall for it.
You're wrong.
Come on.
You guys got 2 minutes.
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll
go first if you want. I'll go first. It's fine. It's easier if I go first, anyways.
Go.
The issue.
All right.
Go on, you go first.
I'll go first. I'm a gentleman, so I'll go first. So I think the issue is this: the fact that we have overheating in these cameras, in limitations in controlled environments, such as like in houses, in AC environments, where Canon has claimed that these cameras should be able to perform, past, a 30-minute record limit, but they're not. In some cases, they're failing in 20 minutes, like Jared Poland has shown, and other countless creators have shown these cameras fail within 25 minutes of recording at frame rates. They're also crippled the cameras immensely to try to even get them perform. So they've already admitted the fact that they sort of knew that there was a problem with thermal dynamics, like you said, because remember, if we go back to previous streams, you said you can't cheat thermal dynamics, which Canon is trying to do. They're trying to do, and they're failing miserably.
The missed metric is we're talking about just video. I know video content creators are on a come up, but photographers outweigh video content creators.
Why would you have all these people market these cameras? Nobody's talking about these cameras from
photographer. He's a majority,
but they're not targeting. They're not targeting photographers.
100% are. If they want,
absolutely not. Then they would market it with like Northrop. They would market it. They would market it differently.
The fact that there's a recording limit, that means they're not.
What do you say to the fact that even under normal situations, it's still overheating?
If you're looking at it from just
during photos
of a video, no, it doesn't. No.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, it does.
Overheating issues with photos.
So you're telling me if somebody who's doing real estate is shooting continuous shutter, that camera is continuously heating up during bracketed photos. Bracketed photos, you're telling me it doesn't heat up? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Sony never did any recalls, and they were overheating. They were having poor overheating issues. They didn't have any recalls, right?
Sony's camera, when it overheated, didn't stop you from being able to cool it down.
All right. Y'all, let's get it going.
We kept it civilized.
Adam, who do you have for this one? Ben. All right. Trent, who do you have?
Dobo.
Okay. Viper, who do you have?
Dobo.
All right. So Dobo, since you won that round, that means that you and Sean will choose who gets the next one. So let's go ahead and go with the next question we got here for you guys this evening. So the next question on the ballot is, make sure I click the right banner. With the announcement of a rumored folding Pixel, is it time for Apple to release a foldable? With the announcement of a folding Pixel, is it time for Apple to release a foldable? That is your question. Who's going to take this one? Viper, hold it together.
Sean, what do you want to do here?
All right, so you actually use Apple, correct?
I do.
I'm gonna get it to you, brother.
Okay.
All right. Scott and Ben, who you got?
I got it.
Peachy.
Okay. All right. I think this is the battle we all wanted to see. I think this is the one here. This is what we all wanted to see.
Dobo.
All right. Dobo, that means that you get to start it off. So which side of the argument will you choose?
I'm going to say that Apple does not need to introduce a foldable.
Okay. All right. So you have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let's go.
Okay. So one thing that Apple does better than anybody else is not following trends. No. Apple sets the trends. They are the person that sets the pedestal that everybody else chases. It's for this reason that they release things, and when they release things, they are not half-baked like Samsung. No, when they release something, it's perfect. And that's the reason why today we don't need to see an Apple foldable. It doesn't need to happen. The only foldable we need to see from Apple is the MacBook. That should be the only foldable device that Apple releases, because that's what they are good at doing. There is nothing practical that comes out of a foldable device. Ask any general person on the street that would hold a Z Fold. They would probably be like, it's cool, but it's cumbersome. It's not practical. What Samsung does is they put out all these great parlor tricks, and they're cool for the first week. But after that honeymoon wears on, you see the defects and you see things breaking down. You see the fact that the screens are easier to scratch because we don't have a very malleable type of display that can repel sand or gravel easily. Apple designs things for a utilitarian purpose, somebody who wants to get something done but not be consumed by their device. They also build an ecosystem better than anybody else. And because of that, a fold device would impede on that ecosystem. You have the iPad, you have the MacBook, they're all cohesive. There's nowhere where a fold device really needs to fit in to the Apple ecosystem now without sacrificing one of the other devices.
All right.
Is that a premature jack? Was that a premature buzzer there? It's sort of,
yeah, I double clicked it.
okay. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
All right, my bad. All right, Scott, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go.
Dobo, you're wrong, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Apple, like you said, does things really, really well. Apple usually does it a little bit later, so let's talk about what Apple has done. Apple was 18 months after the fact of getting 4G and all their LTE devices. 18 months. So if the Fold came out September of 19, 18 months effectively makes it second quarter of 2021. Everybody knows, and you just said it, for something to go really mainstream and make it popular, it really has to come from Apple. We've all talked about how foldables are the future of the technology, but if everybody wants to adopt it, Apple really has to be the one to make it. You want to talk about what Apple's done? Apple Pay. Android Pay came out way before that, but only hit the main stores when, guess what? Apple Pay came out. The smartwatch, the Apple Watches, Android watches were around a lot longer than that. Apple made a watch, bam, all of a sudden everybody has a watch. Apple sits back, waits for essentially 2 to 3 generations of an actual device to come out. Then they iterate on that bleeding edge and make it better. You just said Apple makes it better, makes it perfect. So they wait until somebody makes it and then says, no, it's cool, fam. I got you. In 18 to 24 months, I'm going to make it better. And then everybody's going to buy it from me. Apple, and you can see that iOS 14, people have been talking about how Apple made the best version of Android with iOS 14. Widgets, picture-in-picture. Everybody said that. By the way, Apple's had patents for these flexible devices since 2011. They were awarded a patent in 2018 for a foldable battery.
All right, you guys got your rebuttal phase. You got 2 minutes. If you guys are ready, let's get it going.
So Scott,
in early
firstly,
19, they actually
I really thought you were going to do better than that.
Oh,
Apple
really?
does
Because
not
I
have
actually
to.
just provided
They
the
don't
winning
have
argument.
to put out a foldable device just
They
because
just got another
what you
magnet.
expected.
It's got another
Listen,
magnet
just
patent
because
Apple
Apple
makes products that people
sets
want.
the bar doesn't mean they have to. Where does a foldable device fit into?
A foldable device comes in perfect. Absolutely comes in perfect. If you want to buy, like, I don't know, for example, sure I do. If you want an look, the iPad Mini actually hasn't at a new generation come out in approximately 3 years. So we have another one come out.
Why make the Apple product the way it is? Because it's perfect.
It's not perfect though. Why would you? If it's perfect, why wouldn't we have the first iteration of all those other iPhones
that are moving, which have a potential to break?
Absolutely,
look at BlackBerry
have to have
with the sliding devices. They had problems with the sliders. These are issues that people don't want. More moving components means more.
But there's always issues with.
Look how
but there's issues with a lot of like glass
right
back
now,
or any
the
metal back.
Apple device for at least 3 years, and they support it. You add a hinge, and now you're going to have problems.
That's actually inaccurate.
But the idea are waiting. They don't want to put another problem. The fact is, it would tarnish their ecosystem. Where would you fit that in with an iPad, a MacBook, and an iPhone? Apple was strategic. They're no fool. Peachy, you're a fool. This is why Tim Cook should smack you down. Tim Cook would never invite you over for dinner, Peachy.
I'm actually right.
Never, ever. I wouldn't invite you over. You know where you belong? You know what? You belong with Scott Fortnite or Forsyth. Whatever the guy's name.
I don't even know who that is. I'm gonna sit right here in my chair being right, but that's fine.
You're not right, Peachy.
I am right. The idea that Apple should have
Scott
that
Forstall. You got
Who's that? Are we just making
up names? You don't even know who Scott Forstall is? You don't know who Scott Forstall is?
I don't know who people are. I only.
Oh my God! How can you claim you know anything about Apple if you don't know who that is, Scott?
I didn't say anything I know about Apple. I know that Apple should make a foldable device.
You don't know anything about their legacy or lineage. Why would they ever introduce a foldable device? It serves no practical value to their ecosystem, Scott.
The same
cumbersome device
and all this other stuff you're talking about. It never makes sense. Like, why did they make
look ridiculous?
Take a
let the record know he doesn't even know who Scott Forstall is. Turn in your Apple products, Peachy. Turn in your Apple products right this instant. Turn them in. You don't even know who he is. You're disgusting.
We're gonna start with Mr. Tech Rant for that one. Trent, are you there?
I'm here.
What do you got for this one?
Foldable device, my ass.
What
Trent,
the
who you
hell
got?
just happened?
All right.
Delbo.
Adam, who you got for this one?
Scott.
All right. Viper, who you got?
Dobo.
All right. Dobo is winning this round, so that means we're going to go on right into the next one. Our next question of the evening, folks, is going to be... Make sure I go in order. Man, we are on round 4 already. We are moving right through it tonight. This question is Samsung handicapping the Note 20 by giving it a plastic back? Note, I say Note 20, not Ultra, just specifically the Note 20. Is Samsung handicapping the Note 20 by giving it a plastic back? So, guys, who's going to take this one?
I'll take this one.
Dobo, you got this one again?
Sean, you want this one or you want,
I mean, listen, you sit that kind of comfortably, baby, and then you got something listen,
I'll take it. I'll
All right. I'll take it back to you.
All right,
I got
Ben,
I'll take this.
You got
it? I got this.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So, like I said, guys, the question is Samsung handicapping the Note 20 by giving it a plastic back? So, Dobo, as the winner of that round, that means you get to start it off once again. 1 minute and 30 seconds. And what side will you choose? Sorry.
I'm going to say they're not handicapping it. And I resent that terminology, handicapping, because I have a broken finger and I park in the handicap spot. So I'm sort of handicapped.
I apologize for that.
Thank you. All right. So,
all right.
Ben, lighting still looks terrific, man. Still looking terrific, bro. Your lighting
Ben, don't let it get to you. Let's go. Minute and 30. Let's go.
Alrighty. So, firstly, I do not think that they are handicapping the device, even though I hate that term, by giving it a plastic back. Plastic is a lot more durable than glass. Secondly, just because it's plastic doesn't mean it doesn't have to feel any less premium. Take, for instance, the brand new Pixel 4a, gift from Google. It's made out of plastic, but it doesn't feel like plastic. And that's the same thing. Samsung has some of the best plastics in any cellular device on the market. And trust me, I know, because I know where China plastics come from. And They're premium. They really are truly premium. And the fact that you still get wireless charging, you don't have to worry about if you drop it that the glass is going to shatter. It's also going to be cheaper should you have to fix it. I'm just saying, if you have to fix it, it's going to be cheaper. I know. So these are all things that you have to account for when you were talking about this. And the fact that it's not the Z version or the Ultra version, you can get away with putting plastic on that device and not really feel like you're degrading the overall quality of that device by doing so. I really don't think there's much more to say about it. There's really no benefit of putting glass on there other than what are you going to do? Give it a shiny coat? I mean, come on. Plastic works just as well. It's proven, tested, durable. Ben, your lighting still looks delicious. I can see you, Ben, right through these glasses. Your lighting looks so seductive.
I hate Dobo. I hate Dobo.
Ben, are you ready, brother?
I'm ready. I'm real ready.
Let's do it, man.
Like Dobo, you're so like to actually back plastic. I'm gonna ask this question and state this. Yeah, what phone at that price, even from think about it, 2017 had a plastic back? The perceived lack of premiumness of it. And to add to that, the list of it goes on. Not just the plastic back. It's like Cripple Hammer. They've decided to bring their own Cripple Hammer. You've got a plastic back when you've got the latest Corning Gorilla Glass 7 Victus that has that level of durability and scratch resistance. So you're talking about brittle. What about scratch resistance? Plastic is way more scratch resistant, and that's not a good look for a premium product. It's already bad enough amongst other things that you've put a 60 hertz display. So you're telling me that you're happy to pay for Pixel 4 materials that should be priced at $350 or $400 for £1,000, and that's not handicapping? The perceived notion of actually having that at that price point for what should be a premium product is an insult. What you're basically saying to customers is like, we will give you cheap recyclable products, reinforce it to make it seem like it's premium, overcharge you when you should really be getting that for a lot cheaper. When their previous products, or actually, for example, their A90 their A90 A series 5G is a more premium phone and it's half the price. It has glass, right? So I don't see how that is not handicapping. You've crippled it in so many different ways. No micro SD.
That's all right.
No, Ben.
All right.
No, Ben. No, Ben.
2 minutes.
Absolutely. No.
2 minutes.
Absolutely not. Handicapping a device should not come from the materials. Handicapping a device comes from when you put less RAM, less processor in there. That's what handicaps a device. What the device is made of doesn't affect the overall user experience. I've never said, wow, this device is slower because it's made out of plastic.
You're saying plastic. So
I can tell you right now from the fact that my cousins own a U-break I fixed, they fixed more Samsung backs than almost any other device.
Doesn't
having that plastic back will allow the general audience not have to worry about whether or not if they drop their device,
physical hardware.
That's break. You can easily put a skin on it, or the vast majority of consumers will put their phone in a case, and you will never see that beautiful shiny glass back.
You're telling me that you're not going to be able to
trade-offs are not worth the compromises of having glass. Same benefits. You get this. You get the same benefits, man.
I'm gonna pause it for just a second.
Cool.
All right. We're gonna pick it back up because Ben, I can't really hear you. So
oh really?
Yes, you got kind of like a little distortion going on. So I know want to pick it back.
He must be talking through a glass microphone. I'm talking through a plastic microphone.
All right, let's go. Got 1 minute left.
No, Ben. Glass does not need to be
so you're
in
telling
a phone
me
today. I am totally okay with this. You say it degrades the overall quality. It does not degrade the overall quality.
Plastic phones and how they break so easily, bro.
They do break very easily. They break very easily, and I've seen it firsthand by being in a U-break I fix. I've seen how many of those devices roll through the shops. They break easily. It's expensive. It's expensive to fix for a consumer. Imagine dropping a plastic phone and you don't have to worry about it because it's plastic. It's not going to crack or shatter, and it's not going to injure you by getting little shards of glass in your hand.
Pixel 4a money for the materials that they put in there because it's going to be
handicap the phone. Did plastic handicap it or hinder how this device interacts with you as a user? As an end user, what did plastic ever do to you? Ben, what did the plastic ever do to you, Ben? The plastic never did anything to you. It does not hinder the overall usage. Judges in the audience, you can see how plastic has been.
What did plastic?
It never hindered the overall usage. Plastic has never hindered the overall usage.
All right, we're gonna start with Trent close up.
Stick to the question.
Trent, who you
Dobo.
got? Said Dobo.
Yep.
All right, Viper, who you got?
Dobo.
Adam, who you got?
This one's going to
Oh,
Dobo.
we got our first.
Ooh.
We have our first knockout of the evening, folks. All right. Ben, I'm gonna throw your knockout question. I'm gonna throw your knockout question.
wrong button.
All right.
I hate Dobo so much.
So I
So
think
real quick.
Mhm.
Does Ben answer the question to get back up, or does Scott answer the question to get Ben back in? I'm
if
confused on that.
Ben is about to try to answer a question. So Ben will answer this question that I'm going to put up. If all three of you like his answer, then he will be brought back in with 1 point given to Ben and Peachy. If he does not get back in, aka all three of you don't like his answer, it has to be all three of you. So if all three of you don't like his answer, then that means that Scott must go on the rest of the fight by himself, which there's only one more question left. So if push comes to shove, Scott, you got to bring it home. So Ben, your question to bring you back into the fight will be, let me put it up here. I think this is going to be a good one for you. Dobo is probably going to enjoy this as well. What's more important during filming, lighting or audio? What is more
Audio.
important?
Do I get to debate this one too?
No, only Ben gets to
Oh
debate
man.
it. So Ben,
Audio.
that's what you
Yeah.
say.
Ben's
All right.
got good lighting.
Ben
Yeah.
is going to say that audio is more important during filming. So Ben, you're going to get exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
To debate why audio is more important during filming. Gentlemen, you guys pay attention to his argument. There will be no rebuttal. Just if his answer convinces you, he comes back into fight. Everybody on the same page? All right. Ben, let's go.
So it's audio, lighting, lens, and camera body. Most of the time, you'd be surprised that you're actually more listening to a video than actually watching it. I know most of the time, as I'm going about doing my business, I'm actually just listening. And we all know that you can have the best lighting, the best video, the best lens. If the audio is messed up, you will notice that above all on everything, right? How someone delivers something is so important. So audio falls under things like sound direction. Have you noticed that when you're watching a horror movie and the music changes, it all falls under audio and sound direction? You know the mood changes, right? An epic song, a soundtrack. Hey, look at Avengers when the Avengers soundtrack comes in, or the entrance of Captain America when his theme song came in. You know that the music, the audio, and how the sound direction and the tonality of how things come across and the clarity makes a big difference. Even you guys hearing me now, if you were to hear me from the in-camera microphone, if I was to switch, it would actually completely change how you would perceive everything about what I. So listen to me now from the cam link. How do I sound versus this? So just the difference alone of switching my microphones, you can see that it changes the whole dynamics of how you actually perceive what you're listening from. So audio is a lot more important than lighting if you're looking at priority of order.
Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to start with Viper. Yes or no?
That was slick. Hell yeah. Yeah.
All right, Adam, yes or no?
He stays.
All right, Trent, does he stay or does he go home?
He's back.
All right.
Undertaker vibes.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and put up the last question of the evening. Last question of the evening is going to be, is Samsung closing the gap between them and Apple by offering 3 years of updates for the Note 20? Is Samsung closing the gap between them and Apple by offering 3 years of updates for the Note 20? So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys figure out who's going to take
Sean,
this one.
I got this one.
Now are you sure?
Oh, I've got this one.
Dobo,
Sit back,
listen.
sweetheart.
No, but it's the last question, baby. I need you to.
This is my job to lose.
Sure. This is for all the marbles. This is for all the marbles.
Sit
This
back,
is the
sweetheart.
last one. Okay. Listen. I trust you.
All right. I think I don't know. I think TJ's face might say something.
All right, but for my clarification though, if Scott and Ben get knocked out this round, there's really no rebuttal. Fight pretty much over, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This one is.
I was gonna say, what is the score right now?
The score right now, as it stands, is. Let me make sure I count this correctly. Y'all give me just a second. The score, as it stands right now, is 5-8 in favor of Dobo and Sean.
Hey, Dobo, you know what? Nah, F that.
No, let me get it, Sean. Sean, let me get it. Let me get it. Right now, it's in my head, Sean. Let me get this. I love you. Right now, you look like Mario Brothers with that lighting. Sit back. Let me get this, okay?
Hey, listen, hold on. Hey, Mike, hold on, let me tell you something. First, let me say this real quick, okay? First of all, before I send the Obama people at you, bro, I'm gonna need you to start disrespecting me like that, okay, bro?
I love you, but you look like Mario.
Listen, Dobo.
No, Toby, you're wrong for that. Dobo, you're so wrong for that, man.
I look good.
Well, that was a shitty mushroom I just ate, but let's go.
All right, so it's Ben and Scott.
I got it.
Oh, it comes down to Dobo and Peachy.
Scott, do you know which way I'm gonna lean?
Hey, if you lose a Scott, I swear to God.
No.
I swear to God, bro.
I
swear to God,
TJ's
bro.
ears.
All right, so folks, this is what we're gonna do. Just because this is gonna be the most epic last round ever on Saturday Night Tech Fights right now. This is gonna be the most epic last round. Here's how we're gonna do this. Because Ben was able to bring himself back, it means that Scott and Ben will go first on this round. So Scott and Ben, which side of the argument will you choose?
No.
I'm gonna say no, which means that Dobo will say yes.
Whoa. Did you just literally rechange the rules?
No, it's always been like that. If you come back from a knockout, that means that you can start the next round. It's always been like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
always been.
I
Like
can vouch for that.
So that means that Scott is going to say no. That means that Dobo is going to say yes. But because Dobo and Scott have kind of a little thing going on between the two of them, this is how we're going to do this here. I'm going to put everybody out, and Dobo and Scott are going to be the only two on screen for their time. So let's go ahead and put everybody.
Wait, are we going straight to arguing or like?
No.
Okay.
No, you guys are going to get your minute and a half. You're going to get a minute and a half apiece, but you guys are going to be the only two people on the screen. I'll come in when your time is
What
up.
am I arguing? What am I arguing here?
You're arguing yes. They are closing the gap.
Okay.
Scott is arguing they are not closing the
Do
gap.
you still want this, Dobo?
I'll give it to you, Sean.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right.
If the argument was the other way, maybe. But
Yeah, I know. I got you, baby. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got this.
Right, Luigi out.
All right. Well, since we're not gonna get to see that epicness, because I know Dobo and Scott, y'all got some issues. That's all I got to say between the two of y'all. So Scott,
Yep.
you got 1 minute and a half.
Roger that.
You got to now, Scott. You know you my man.
I know what I got to do, brother.
You one of my judges. You my man.
I got my back against the wall, baby.
You got to put them on their back.
I know.
Got to put them on their back. Sean is ready. I got 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Let's get it.
Apple says they give 4 years of updates because they control each piece of the puzzle from hardware to software. Look, let me start right here. The iPhone 5S got 6 years worth of updates. Samsung can't even come close to that. Oh, they talk about the 3 years that they get. Please, iPhone's been given 6 years of updates for a long time. Since the iPhone 4S, every major iPhone received 5 iOS updates before they were cut off. At one point in 2019, Android was installed on just 10% of devices. Every major iPhone on iOS 12, they were on 87% of the devices. Even Google's promised 3 years of updates to their Pixel line. And Samsung just now came up with the idea that they're going to give you 3 years, and Apple's got them doubled and have been for a long time. Samsung can't even get on the same schedule as their devices. They've been promising support for 3 years of generations, and then they can't even do that for the A, the Z, the M, whatever lines that they actually have. Samsung says they're going to happen for their S10 and newer, but they don't even promise that for their A series devices. Samsung can't even promise that for the devices that already exist. And Apple does that with every single freaking iPhone that they have. Samsung clarifies that they guarantee some things to like S and N and the Z series, but they don't even know if their most popular, the A series, can even get those upgrades. Please, Samsung can't even hold a candle to Apple at this point because Apple's been running laps around them since they had an iPhone 4. The conversation's over now. I'm going to take a drink.
Oh, man. Sean, is you ready?
Hey, Scott, you know you done effed up, right?
I got it right, bro. 3-0 right here. Come on, bring it.
Listen,
I'll mute
start
for
the
you.
clock. Start the clock, baby. Let's go.
Clock is going. Let's go.
All right. First of all, Shark Tales, you messed up by saying that they do 4 years and then 6 years. The correct answer, if you would have just went to Google, is actually 5 years. Apple supports their devices for 5 years. But here's the problem. Apple supports their devices for 5 years, but their devices are not, they can't handle 5 years of support. It's been shown time and time again that Apple is throttling their devices because most of the devices can't handle with the hardware itself. So with Samsung, bro, to be honest, when Samsung drop updates, they are actual good updates. Like they're actually changing some things, or they're doing security. Every time I get an update on my wife's iPhone or my iPhone 10, it makes my phone worse. So yes, Apple, you're giving me more updates, but you're giving me more updates in bogus years. Just because you're giving me updates doesn't mean that my phone can support it. And that's the problem with Apple. They just want to do things just to say like, oh yeah, I got it. So to sit there and say like, oh yeah, the gap is closing. Like, listen, fam. But in the past, it was almost like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. Okay, yeah, true. But the thing is, Samsung they're more precise with the updates. Like we're not going to sit there and say, oh yeah, we're going to give you Android 10.5, then Android 10.6. So just because Apple sits there and say like, oh yeah, we're giving you all these years of updates, doesn't mean they're actually worth it. If you look at all the updates that Apple gives, Joe, if you actually combine them on a year and actually scale that, we'll say that Apple gives you maybe one good update once every 4 months, like for real, because most of the updates be so broken, you don't even want to install them on your phone anyway. So even right now with Apple 13.5, trash. I had an update to Apple 13.6 versus on Samsung. My Android device, I don't have no problem. I got an update.
All right, y'all got 2 minutes. Y'all know how to do it. Let's go.
I literally just went to Google and said, how many updates did the iPhone 5S give? And the answer was 6. So you're still wrong. So let's talk about the fact that look, it says 6. It says 6 right here, but you said you were wrong. How about the OG SE actually still getting all these updates?
Samsung doesn't need to drop updates like that because Apple is
they don't have the support. They don't have the hardware to do that. Oh, please, come on with that. Every single iPhone gets
if you really truly think about it,
upgrades. You don't have to think about it.
Apple actually drop updates and
everything from hardware to software. They don't have to change it. They don't cripple their phones. They give you better support for the battery. When your battery's gone, let me go ahead and switch that battery out for you.
You're wrong on that.
No, you don't have to.
Samsung actually give you updates that actually makes a difference. So Samsung doesn't. Think about this. Apple has to give you an update. Apple has to give you an update to fix the update.
That's all that they have. There's nothing they can possibly do.
I'm going to finish that.
Keep up with Apple.
Okay, listen, Scott. Apple has to give you an update to fix the update they previously dropped. That's the problem. So just because you give me more updates, it's quality over quantity.
Yeah, their quality's better in their data.
So technically, Apple devices can't really support 5-year updates. So I'm fine with Samsung on giving me 3 because that means you know for sure that 3 years of updates can support the device.
They don't
devices
can't
support
5 years updates. They can get 6.
If you look at some of those old iPhones, they're horrible.
They're not horrible.
They are. Look at the iPhone 10 can't even operate.
Phone that they have, and it's not a whole lot of hardware.
Scott, listen, Scott.
Apple devices, the updates are perfect.
Scott, my iPhone 10s Max, I just had to take it to Apple because you didn't update your phone, so that's why it crashed and froze on you.
I haven't had any issues with the beta version on my iPhone 11.
Let me tell you something. Apple does not drop firmware updates that actually supports the phone. It's just to say, oh yeah, we did. If you actually look at the updates that Apple dropped, it's always fixing. So just because you give me 5-year updates doesn't mean they're actually usable. Samsung gives you usable updates. When you drop it, when you get a Samsung update, it's either security or we're adding new features. People they give you an update. No, they do not. They do not add new features.
How big?
They do not add new.
Seriously, the Obama thing is so freaking good. I'm sorry, dude. Like, it's so impressive.
Hey, Scott. Hey, listen, man.
Y'all gotta stop all this, man. Because Dobo complimenting Ben, y'all gotta stop all of this. We I'm not supposed to be at each other, man.
I had to bring it out. I brought out as much as I can. Now I have indigestion.
Viper, who you got, Viper?
All right, so this is the last round. I can take a little longer. Like I mean, nobody talked about like security and how keeping your phone updated for security purposes is kind of important. But be that as it may, I gotta go peachy on that one.
Okay. Trent, what do you got? Hold on, Trent, before you answer. What you got?
This dude is talking all night long.
Trent, unmute your damn mic.
You're disrespecting us, Trent.
What you got? Adam, who you got, man?
Peachy.
It's all right, because we got all right. This is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go to sudden death.
I'm about to say you gotta have sudden death, man.
we got sudden death, and I got one last question. It was supposed to be a knockout question, so we got one more. After this, that's it. We are tied at 8 points apiece. So that means that the winner of this round will either be a winner by knockout or a winner from 2-1. Question of the evening that we are going to end off on is, with Samsung announcing that the Note 20 Ultra will have the curved waterfall display, and with the Note 20 having the flat display, my question for you gentlemen is it time for smartphones to return to flat displays?
Hey, before we go there,
yes.
Before we go there, so because I got knocked out in the last round, I don't have to rebuttal myself back in and get that extra point.
You do not, because it's sudden death.
All right.
Yeah, because this is the only question that I have.
Hey, baby, it's all good. I'm just asking the question. You ain't gotta explain yourself. I got you.
Actually.
No, Mike. Come on, let's go.
Sudden death. Sudden death.
To return to flat displays. Who's gonna get this one, guys?
Yeah, I'll take this.
Hey, Dobo, listen, bro. Please go ahead. Viper got paid tonight. Clearly,
I got this.
Viper, hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Viper don't get paid by the hour. That's all
hey,
right.
nah, listen. Viper has shows every question against me this round tonight. Okay, every single question. Question, Dobo, take this round, bro. Please.
All right. Man, you gotta hold it together, man. You gotta hold it together.
I got this.
All right.
I can smell your fear, Ben.
All right. So Ben,
I can smell his fear.
what side are you gonna choose, Ben?
Yes, it should return to flat displays.
Okay. You got 1 minute and 30 seconds. Double, that means you'll say they should not. Are we all on the same page?
I'm not on any page.
Ben, are you ready?
Oh, I'm real ready. That's Ed Wonsler there, Boondocks, man. If people know.
Man. All right. Let's get it going. You got your minute and 30. Now.
It should. Samsung themselves demonstrated with the Note 20, the S20 series, where they made the displays a little bit more flatter. Accidental touches are an absolute pain. Also, screen protectors. People are forgetting how much of a pain it is to put screen protectors, actual proper screen protectors, on curved display phones. You can't get any proper ones. And even the proper ones from companies like Whitestone Domes have bad lifting. They lift really bad on the edges. You get gunk and dirt that comes underneath there, and it starts to crack a lot easier. And even to the point where I've noticed that some of the screen protectors on curved displays actually damage the screen, which is counterintuitive. Yes, swagger-wise, in terms of looks, it looks better, but pure functionality and durability, you're more susceptible to damage, because when it falls and it falls on the edge of the screen, it cracks easier. Some cases can't even actually protect the edge properly, and the flat displays are much more functional. They're easier when you also watch videos. If you watch videos, you're not getting any light reflections or refractions on the edges. It's a clear display, and that's one big downside that I get when I'm using my S9 Plus or my OnePlus 7 Pro. When I'm watching videos and I'm seeing light reflecting on the edges, it's not great. You get anxieties with that. You get lots of accidental touches, and it's not as structurally strong. And that's the issue. So yes, they do need to go back to flat displays. Google have been showing it. Apple have been showing it. It just works, and it's the right one.
All right. Dobo, ready to bring it home?
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Firstly, no, they should not go back to flat displays. Every company needs a signature trademark. Samsung's signature trademark is that curved display. When somebody sees that curved display, they synonymize that with Samsung. They set the bar when it came to great displays, great curved displays. Ben said that these displays are not durable, which is unfactual. They are just as strong as a flat display. He said that there's an issue finding screen protectors on these screens. I've had no issues with Whitestone Dome screen protectors. They actually work really well. Another thing, a lot of people have problems with the dexterity in their fingers. And believe it or not, just having that subtle curve on the edge of the screen makes it easier for somebody with arthritis to swipe and use gestures. It's just naturally easier to use a screen with a subtle curve to it because it's organic. Your finger naturally grazes across that edge, and it makes doing simple things that would often pain somebody with arthritis or, feeble fingers to use a flat display. You think I'm kidding? My father, who has arthritis in both of his thumbs from jerking off too much, had an issue with a flat display. And I said, Dad, try a Galaxy Note 7 when that first came out. I know it blew up. No pun intended, but he loved it. And ever since then, he's always choosing the displays with that curved edge because it's easier for him to swipe. On Tinder, he's swiping left and right, no problem. Ben, it's hard to
I'm gonna say this before we get started. I need to make sure I put this back out there. Family show.
I didn't curse. I used correct adjectives. I did not curse. I did not curse.
He did not curse. Jesus Christ.
I mean, cheese and crackers, but you know what I'm saying, Ben? When you feel that curved display for the first time, it's like organic. It's like the curve. Like curves are naturally sexy.
You are so wrong for that.
They're not, but they're naturally sexy. When you look at a curved display, you're like, damn, she's got curves. They look good. They look good, and they're usable. They're usable.
Yo, quiet. Thank you. Let's go.
You officially start the time. Go.
I'll give you some facts, right? As someone that used to work for Samsung,
better than the fact that a curve is actually stronger than that.
I know.
It's tempered glass, and it's tempered in a heat position pattern to make it more durable than a glass laying flat.
50% more expensive than the flat displays because of the nature of how you had to
actually have. So because it's more expensive, you're saying that Samsung should ditch their signature trademark. Ladies and gentlemen of the judges, pay attention to what the question said. Should Samsung go back to a flat edge display? And if they did that, they would remove that signature trademark, that one subtle difference that they have in the marketplace that nobody has. Think about all the people with arthritis in their thumbs who are trying to swipe left or right on Twitter and Bumble. What are you going to do for those people? Samsung is their champion, people. Samsung is their champion.
On the outside. There's a reason why TV
subtle curve is what you need to make yourself different. It also allows things like the applications that you can put off to the side of it. It gives you the slightest bit more real estate than a typical flat screen phone. I'm spinning all over the place. It's fine. Ben, I can't hear you. Ben, I can't hear you. Your lighting's great, but listen, you're absolutely wrong. I want a device from Apple with a curved display. It's going to make it easier to use those gestures. Those gestures become so much easier. Anybody who's used a curved display can't disagree that it is much easier to use a device with the natural organic gestures and shapes. It just naturally is. And the fact that you said that it is not more durable or as durable is absolutely false. It doesn't break any different. Glass is glass at the end of the day, Ben, and you have to realize that. You cannot cheat the typical dynamics of glass, Ben. You can't cheat dynamics of glass, Ben. Glass is glass, and if it's going to break, it's going to break, whether it's curved or whether it's not. I bet you when it falls, it's not going to fall easily, and it's not going to freaking break a curved glass like it would on a flat surface. You have a better chance of my glass
before my thumb. So it goes against the user experience.
It's absolutely wrong.
had to play that because that's how.
There's
Well,
nobody
listen,
that could deny. You can't deny. Like they can't go back. You just can't go back. It's a trademark.
Viper. Let's finish it out.
I got lower tech on that one.
Okay.
What? Yeah.
Sure not.
Collusion.
Adam, who you got?
As compelling as the arthritis argument was, I have to go with Ben.
The robbery continues.
Trent, who you got?
Sorry, man. I got TJ on that one. No, I got
Alright.
Dobo.
Got Dobo. All right.
He killed me with that
Folks,
arthritis, man.
We are at the end of it. And that's it. Dobo and Sean, you guys have been defeated again. But
Sean, you're muted.
the button on the blue will throw you off. I do that all the time. I used to do that
Hey,
all the time.
hey.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time.
Hey, listen. Hey, Mike, listen. It don't make it no better that I'm a little tipsy, baby. I'm sitting here. Listen, Mike. Before you announce the winners, I want to say this.
So man, Dobo.
Hey, listen, Viper. I'm sorry for whatever I did. And I know this round, like the entire round, the entire battle, you chose against me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Whatever it was. So I can PayPal you now.
I gotta say this.
Don't do it, Mike. Come on, don't do it
Viper-
to me, man.
Viper is the most no nonsense judge that the show
Hey,
has had and ever will have.
hey, guess what? Guess what that sound like, Mike? Guess what that sound like? Nonsense. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like right there. Sounds like complete nonsense. But go ahead. Fine.
All right. With the score.
9-8.
With the score of 10 to 9. The winners of the tag team battle are Scott, Peachy, and Lover of Tech.
Yeah,
My brother.
Undefeated.
My brother.
Yeah,
My brother.
You guys
My
have
brother.
been
Well done,
defeated.
Ben.
back to back to back. Just remember that. That's what we call back to back to back.
Hey, watch him out, man. Don't do that.
All right,
Yeah,
so now y'all know how we do. We normally let the judges talk for a minute. So Viper, being the no nonsense judge that you are, what were some of your thoughts during the rounds? As I'm gonna redo all the questions for everybody so you can see. So the first question that we had this evening was, is Samsung damaging the Fold name by rebranding it to the Z? That was the first question we had for the evening. So we'll start with Viper. What were your thoughts on this question?
When I saw the question, I was like, as much as I personally don't like the rebranding, I don't think it's hurting them. I think Scott was the one that's arguing, and he made a good point that it kind of helps differentiate the different lines of phones that Samsung offered. So I think that's why I went with him, because I think Sean was arguing how it confusing the consumer, but I'm thinking to myself, not really. I mean, you know what you're getting with each line. You got the A line, you got the S line, you got the Z line. I mean, it's pretty simple to me, but that's just me.
Okay. Trent, what about you? Trent is busy with TJ.
Somebody asked about the crown.
He said somebody asked about the crown.
Yeah, in the comments.
All right. Adam, what about you? I'll let Trent continue talking to TJ.
Yeah, that was my thought as well, because Samsung does, they have the different lines and stuff. And as much as, I mean, personally, it frustrates me with the change, because it's like you got a Fold and I got a Z Fold 2. But when you think about it in the larger umbrella, like Scott had said, and it brings it all under one line, I think it actually helps make it more familiar for people to what they're going to expect out of it.
Okay. All right. Well, the next question that we had this evening was, should Canon recall the R5 and the R6 due to overheating issues? That was the next question that we had up here. So we'll start with Trent since he's unmuted. Trent, what were your thoughts on that question?
So I kind of went with Dobo on that one because the point that he made about people who are buying it and how much money they're spending, plus the fact that like the unintended consequences of stuff. I don't know if he mentioned it, but that's like where if you take pictures, that actually adds to the overheating. You could take a bunch of pictures and then be stuck not recording with it. So I went with Dobo on that one.
Okay. All right. What about you, Viper?
So my dude, Gerald Undone, put a whole chart on Twitter about in what scenarios does the R5 and the R6 overheat. And I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, wow, this thing overheats in simple scenarios that it really shouldn't. So from that chart and then the argument that was made in the fight tonight, I'm like, yeah, you probably should recall that. It shouldn't be overheating that much.
Okay. All right. What about you, Adam?
Well, I had gone with Ben on that one, and he was talking about basically how when they put the camera out, outlined the fact that it will overheat. There's a stop limit and all that stuff. When you look at it from a recall is something that's defective or it's broken that needs to be fixed. So if they said up front that, look, these are your recording limits, these are the heat limits, this is what's going to happen, then I don't think that's a recall, but I do think it looks bad on them. So that's why I went that route.
Okay. Now I'm gonna start with Viper on this one because I saw the look on his face on this question. So the third question we had was, with the announcement of a folding Pixel, is it time for Apple to release a foldable? So Viper, what was your thoughts on that one?
I don't even know who I voted for, but as soon as I saw the question, I was like, absolutely, positively not. I mean, good Lord, Apple doesn't need to release a foldable. I think that
was all Dobo in that round.
Yeah, I think Dobo was arguing that it wouldn't even fit in the ecosystem. And I didn't even think about that. I'm like, he's actually right. When I talk to people about this, my main argument is that, look, I have an iPhone, I have an iPad. They both do what they do individually very well. I don't need a device that merges the two. And if you do have a device that merges the two, it's not going to do what they do individually very well. It'll do it like half baked. So no, Apple doesn't need a foldable.
All right, Trent, what about you?
It kind of goes to the whole where Apple, waits until the technology is perfected. And right now, the only people that really have the technology and got it nailed down is Samsung. So I think they would wait a little bit longer until more people would adopt that to really go in on that.
Okay.
Like it has to be in more people's hands.
Adam, what about you?
My thought process on this one, when Dobo was talking with it not fitting into the device plan of the ecosphere, nothing fits until it does. I mean, they come out with a new form factor, and that's it's not. I don't really know a whole lot that's always been fits in as soon as it gets there. They include it in there, but what got me with that one with Scott was talking about how after a couple of generations, Apple comes in and they perfect it. And that's what they've done with pretty much every major feature that they've ever adopted. It's come from somewhere else. And then 2 or 3 generations later, they step in and then they set the standard. So they would call it something else. They would call it Retina Fold or something. I don't know. But I think we're getting that time. So I thought it was a compelling argument.
Yeah, look at this here. Look at this. Look at this. What are we judging on what we think? All right, OB. All right. So the last 2 questions that we had, we're gonna go ahead and go into Ben's knockout, because this was the round that Ben got knocked out.
Yeah.
So the question that Ben had was, what's more important during filming, lighting or audio? I feel like this one was I think Ben killed it, but I'm not a judge, so
no, that was the knockout question. That wasn't the round question, though.
No, I'm saying, but I'm just asking, like, what about the argument compelled you guys to bring them back?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Trent, you can go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was the last part? I was texting.
What's more important during filming, lighting or audio? What about Ben?
Audio.
Yeah. So Ben pretty much convinced you. Sounds like.
Oh yeah, definitely. When he was talking about how a lot of times you're not always looking at the screen, and you got to. Good audio is going to keep you around. If it's bad audio, you're going to turn it off, even if it looks amazing.
Oh, all right. Vibrant Adam.
Yo, when he did that example, when he went from his regular mic to the camera mic, I was like, that's it. That's all I needed.
That was awesome. Like real time, like what?
Yep.
I think I would tell you what. Before we continue, I need to see Sean and Ben again 1-on-1,
Yeah.
Hey.
I've been waiting for that. I want
Listen.
my rematch.
Hey,
That's my
listen.
bro, but I want my rematch.
Listen.
I want that. Let's
Let me
go.
tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. I legit love Ben as I forgot it's a kid's channel. I legit love Ben as my brother, man. Like for real. Like, but hear me on this, Ben.
Oh boy.
I'm a whoop your ass again.
Let's go. Let's go. Look.
Hey,
No.
Mike,
You know,
hey,
hey,
hey, man, I'm holding the mic that you sent me. Tech, Mike. Hey, set it up, bro. Set it up, bro.
No, but I'm ready for the smoke,
bro.
I want all the smoke for free.
Good deal. We will figure out a date and we will make this happen. All right. So before we wrap it up, LB, since LB is there, LB, if you want to invite, I'll shoot you one real quick. You can join us backstage as we get ready to wrap it up. But LB will be sending 60 bags. Ben is now owed 120 bags.
Ben ain't owe
I
nothing.
can wait. Seriously, I can wait. I'm just happy LB is doing well on that side.
I'm the
happy
exact
to
same.
wait.
I'm happy to wait too.
And we missed the last question, I think.
Yeah. Last question.
Yo, real quick, man. Dobo with the no signal.
Also, before we continue, I got to tell my man Scott Peachy that no, Android Pay did not come before Apple Pay. Apple Pay became first, buddy.
Is that true?
You are wrong. You are 100% wrong, sir.
I'm 100% right.
100% wrong, sir.
I'm
sorry. You know what? I'm thinking about Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay became for. I'm sorry. You're right. Samsung Pay became for
Don't
Apple.
forget who you talking to, baby. Don't forget who you talking to.
Hey, relax, bro. First of all, oh yeah, you're talking against me every round, baby. Okay,
No, don't
trying to hit it,
baby. Don't take it. Nothing to do with you.
Hey, Viper. Guess what? It's personal.
All right.
It's personal.
I think you know what? If I would have said Google Wallet,
if
I would have said Google Wallet, which was rebranded to Google Pay, that would have been better.
rebranded. Yeah, that's what you meant.
There you go.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Because that was 11 and yours was 14. So yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Google
so
Wallet,
Google Wallet rebranded Google Pay. Good call out.
So these last two, I think, were the most polarizing questions. So I'm going to go through this.
Yeah.
Is Samsung handicapping the Note by giving it a plastic bag? I saw the chat. The chat seemed to believe the Note, but I'm curious. We'll start with you, Mike.
I think Ben won the argument, right? Yeah, Ben won the argument.
No. I think Dobo won it.
I think Dobo won that one.
Dobo won that one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, somebody said that putting a plastic bag doesn't cripple the phone because it doesn't change the way you use the phone. And I am like, yeah, like it doesn't matter if it's a plastic bag or a glass bag. That doesn't change the way you use the phone. So no, it doesn't handicap it.
I think
that was Dobo.
I think Dobo won when he held up the Pixel, and then we I think that was when Dobo won. So Trent and Adam, it sounds like y'all are in the same boat.
Yeah, like pretty much when Dobo nailed the Pixel part, and the plastic does not reduce the performance or the speed or anything like that, you know. And the other thing that he talked about that was really interesting is that plastic is easier to repair and it will be cheaper. Polycarbonate or whatever it is, I don't know.
So I'll add to that. Tactically, me and Scott actually wanted to go with no, so we were fighting against something.
Hey,
So it's a good shout.
Hey Ben. Guess what? Nobody asked you, bro. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you, bro.
That question was: is it time for smartphones to return to flat displays? Now, I'm gonna say, you guys.
That wasn't the last question, was it?
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, it was.
Wait, what about the 3 years of updates one? Did we talk about that?
We did.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Nah, bro. That wasn't time for you to hop in. That wasn't time for you to hop in. And yeah, I just want to throw this out there. We didn't talk about the last round that I won. We didn't talk about the one that I paid Viper for. Sorry. Never mind.
The apple juice. It's apple juice.
It's the apple juice, right?
So, to be honest, the main reason why I went with Scott was because Sean never addressed the question. Like Sean had a lot of good points, but pretty much Scott, he came out and gave his reasons why it's not closing the gap. And then Sean didn't say why Samsung is closing the gap.
Hey, hold on before you go forward. Trent, I'm gonna say this. That's the first no BS, bro. No BS. That is the first time I say, okay, I'll leave it on. Fine. You know what? Because I technically did not specify that particular part. So fine. I'm gonna say that right now. That's the only one. That's the only one. I'm like, okay. But the rest of y'all, hold on, let me put the mic down, bro. Hey, Viper. What's up, bro? We was at a Blackhawks game together, dog. What's the problem, bro?
I forgot about that.
Hey, you like Viper, you right? Hey, Viper, bro, for every round, bro. Hold on, let me move the mic, bro. Hold on. Trent, I see it, bro. That Trent gave me a reasonable one. Trent was like, "What? Tell me, Sean, you didn't answer the question." I was like, "Well, Trent, you got a point."
Funny, on that particular question, I actually kind of liked your argument. I just feel like it got me.
Hey, hold on. Maybe you didn't see the Yeticaster, bro. Let me put it down some more. No, bro, we're not. No.
You coming at me, Yeticaster? Are you serious right now?
No. Hold on. I'm a little upset.
Yo, Mike, you need that Travis laugh, man. You need that
Nah, that Travis laugh can't top mine. Mine is the gold standard now. I'm taking the credit for that.
Hey,
I want my
royalty, cheating, bro. You be cheating because you say anything in the UK, bro. Like literally. You say battery a couple of times, and then he did say battery. No, not battery though.
Aluminum.
Battery.
If I hear battery one more time.
Battery. Wait, bro, that's what it is. Battery.
So this was the last. This was the one that drove.
Man. I love this.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up on this one here. So I'm gonna start with you, Viper. What was your choice on this one?
So I think I chose I think was it Scott that argued this one or Ben?
It was Ben.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I chose Ben because Dobo started his argument with the Samsung shouldn't do it because it's their signature. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Like how does that factor into how functional a flat display or a curved display is? Like, it doesn't matter if it's their signature. I want to know how functional it is, and then attack the functionality of having a flat display. So that's why I chose Ben.
Okay. All right, Adam. What about you?
Yeah, and whenever it came to Ben, he really outlined a lot of points with why the flat display is better. But talking when Dobo was talking about it being their signature, I'm like, well, that's like what Viper said. It's not really that great of an argument.
All right, Trent. What about you? Wrap it up.
I like the point that Dobo made because, to be honest, from personal experience with curved screens, every single person I've talked to that is not a tech person, when they see a curved screen, they ask if that's a Samsung phone.
Ooh, that's signature, baby.
That damn thumb argument.
hey, Trent, can I be honest with you right now, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. That arthritis argument, I was like, I said
Double, yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I will say, first and foremost, Ben and Sean, we will set up y'all next fight.
Yeah. We've got to go.
Hold on, Mike. Before you go farther, send me and Viper, bro, because it's personal now. It's personal now. Me and Viper, bro. Hey, listen. Hey, Mike, I'm about to whoop his Viper. I'm about to whoop his ass so bad for this one, bro. It's personal. Set it up, bro. Rollcast or whatever. Set it up.
Being called out.
Set it
Viper.
up, bro.
Viper, we'll talk.
I'm on his ass, bro. What, Viper? What's up? Do you accept the challenge, Viper? Do you accept it? Hey, do it. He can't hear me. Hold on.
Oh, I can hear you.
Do you accept the challenge?
I'm gonna let you do your thing. I ain't worried about you, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, bro. Oh, okay, bro. Hey, Mike.
Oh, we lost Dobo.
Yeah.
Maybe he
It's okay,
legit
I-
had no signal.
I want my percentage royalties for every time that's used. That's the gold standard.
Hey, you know what? Hey, if we doing it like that, y'all super chat because I'm gonna keep on.
Hey,
wow.
Hey, Mike. Set it up, bro. I won't be in. I'm gonna beat him again. You feel? Oh, that rhyme bars. And then and then I won't Viper. I thought he was a liar. Oh, hey, yo, we done. Hold on, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. It's the apple juice. I'm sorry.
Hey, Mike.
You want Viper too, bro?
Mike, check your iMessage.
Check your iMessage. Check your Twit message. I want the smoke, bro. I want the smoke.
I'll make sure it's on there for next time. All right. So folks, we're gonna go ahead and close it out and wrap it up. I'm gonna first off a shout out to Ben and Scott for knocking it out again. Dobo Exotica was still here with us, but Dobo is gone. But Dobo and Sean, you guys will still be taking home 30 bags popcorn apiece. So that means you guys are up to 60 now, because I don't know if you guys have ordered just yet. So
Hey, by the way, that popcorn good as hell. Like, yes.
Yeah, you know,
For real.
I want to say just to add, like, it's difficult for me, but I always try and make it because of the time difference. Big shout out to LB, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Hey, for real though, LB, appreciate you, man. Your support.
Like, honestly, it's a good look.
Seriously, bro. And I appreciate you too, Mike, bro, for like, having me on, bro. Like this shit be fun,
same, bro.
For real, man.
Yeah, man. It's
But
always
seriously.
fun. Always fun.
Hold up. Before we go, Mike, somebody let Adrian L know that this is how it's done. Ain't nobody got time for all that overtime, that fight dragon, and all that stuff, man. We try to get in.
Hey, first, what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna disrespect Adrian.
Baby, we got to go, Adrian. We got to go.
Hey, Mike, what he not gonna do? He not gonna disrespect Adrian like that. I know he. No. Hey, Mike, sit it up, bro. Sit it up, bro. You do a Samsung with Apple, bro.
Adrian gonna get him on Twitter because I know Trent is over there putting it. We'll be right back together right now.
Bro, listen. You can do.
Look at that face. Yeah.
Hey, yes. Listen, bro. It's hey, Mike. You can do a Samsung versus Apple the whole round, bro. I want Viper, bro. I want Viper, bro.
Everybody want Viper.
I want them.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me put the mic down. I'm on Viper's, you know what I'm saying? I'm on his tail light, bro. I'm on his bumper, bro. I want him.
Get in line, baby. Get in line.
Set it up, bro. Set it up.
It's a done deal. It's all on Viper. It's a done deal. But I'm gonna say, Adam, I appreciate you coming tonight. As always, good sir. Viper, straight to it. And
You know how we do.
Viper, I know you can defend yourself against Adrian, but we know it's coming. We know it's coming. Just look at the smirk on Trent's face.
She knows it's coming. It's all good.
I am completely innocent. I have done nothing whatsoever.
That's what I say when that. Look, I didn't do it.
Look, I've been on the stream the whole time. I only picked up my phone twice. I haven't recorded a thing. Now, will I probably go back and record something? Maybe. But as of right now, I have not done a thing.
Sean, Scott, Ben, and Dobo, even though Dobo's not with us anymore right now on screen.
Yeah, man.
All three of y'all brothers, I appreciate y'all, man. As always,
Anytime.
Appreciate you.
Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Sean,
Mike,
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad that Mike got to you because I was worried they was tripping. They was acting like it wasn't gonna get there Saturday. I paid to make sure it got there Saturday.
Hey, first of all, listen. Shout out to Mike, bro.
Yeah.
My man, he inboxed me and said, "Hey, Sean, listen, I got a deal for you." I said, "Hey, Mike, send it now. Send it now." But hey, listen, you want to say your appreciation to me, Mike? I want Viper, bro.
Bone Viper, bro. me and Big gonna be a classic. Bone Viper, bro, because they're taking it personal.
I think if we do Viper,
Hey.
I think I got 3 judges right here.
Hey,
Between, Scott and,
Mike.
Trent.
Hey, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Every round, Mike. Every round, Mike. Every round, bro. Every round, bro. I'm Samsung versus Apple. I want them. Set it up, bro. It's over. It's over.
Oh man.
They run that again after he dries up.
And then I want Odyssey too. I'm on it. I'm judging on this panel. All of them. It's personal.
I'll handle you in 2 rounds on a Tuesday night. Just
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me go ahead and bring this. Let me go ahead and adjust this. Hey, matter of fact,
water that day.
Hey, matter of fact, you can push Viper to the back. Get Odyssey now, bro.
I'm gonna put it like this. And then, like I said, I'm gonna put it like this. We're gonna go ahead and cap it. Here's the thing. In 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. Make sure I get this right. At the end of the month. So before I go, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna say these few things real quick. First and foremost, the season finale of the season was supposed to be on the 29th, and it was going to be Greg's Gadgets versus John Prosser. In light of what has happened with Page Tech, we're going to go ahead and that fight is going to get pushed back and postponed because we're not going to ask John to do that. If y'all have not heard about what happened, it's all over Twitter, it's all over YouTube. Check it out. But make sure you just hit up the new channel, FPT 404. Shout out to John. He is one of our reigning champs on the show. So when he's ready to come back, you and Greg will have that fight. That's it. The last fight of this season, last fight of season 2 of Saturday Night Tech Fights, will be the Royal Rumble. Now, the Royal Rumble is going to go down just like this. How you see I have all these gentlemen on the screen with me. There will be 8 people on screen with me. It'll essentially be exactly what Sean is doing right now. I will choose one person to start it off. They will challenge who they want based off the question, and then it will be until the last man stands. So that's how that's. So on the 29th of August, that is when that will be going down. I need 8 people to confirm that they're going to jump in. So if you want to jump in that, make sure you DM me between now and the 29th of August so that we can go ahead and lock it in. Any one-on-one fights, we'll go ahead and schedule those as well. But that will be the last fight of the season. So make sure you mark your calendars. The 29th of August will be the last fight of the season. Now, Popcorn World has given away a lot of stuff this season. We've given away a pair of AirPod Pros. We've given away cash. We've given away cash. We've given away popcorn on popcorn. I will say this. LB is probably going to show out for that one. Season finale. Yeah. Let's keep that in mind. So with that being said, I know Pops. I see Simply Pops. Yeah, Greg and John. That was gonna be a big one because John got tired of Greg running the mouth. That's all I got to say. So, but with that said, we're gonna go ahead and cap it, and we're gonna close it out. I appreciate everybody being here tonight, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks for the World Rumble.
Doses.
Later.